So again, this is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard with a 16 by 20 inch canvas and some black paint and some white paint that I have shaken up. Both of these paints have half Artist Loft and half Walmart semi-gloss, and they are cut with my pouring recipe, which is underneath the video, just the same, half Deco-Art pouring medium, half Floetrol, and a percentage of GAC 800 by Golden to keep the paint from cracking when it dries. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do, but I've had a lot of thoughts, and I'm still hooked on swiping. They're not really ghost swipes anymore, but I haven't named them, so if you can think of something to call them. And you can never tell what's going to happen right now anyway. I really wouldn't mind if I let these two colors overlap and intermingle with each other, and that may happen in a minute. That's what I'm thinking. Right now. Come open. Thank you. Get these built up dry things under my cap, and if I'm not careful and I leave them there, I wind up with a splatter in the face. So I try and remember to pull them out. Now, I love these OXO omelet turning spatulas for many reasons. Lots of times I can see what's in the paint, but it carries a certain amount of paint on the blade with it, so I can bring it to the next location. I'm having an extraordinarily hard time telling the difference between white canvas right now and white paint, but I can squeeze that blade forward and just push a bead of paint right up into the canvas. I'm going to clean off the edge of my blade right on the edge of my canvas. Run my finger down. I'm going to do that twice, in fact. That looked like a cat hair, and we don't have a cat anymore ever since my beautiful creature got hit by a car in front of the house. Alright, so I made a mess with my fingers, and I'm going to do what I said I was going to do right up the middle, because that middle, whoops, okay, why is that hitting that? I don't know. I'm not going to mind that. I didn't have any paint on this edge anyway, so I'm perfectly well off, and I have some paint already. Don't slide across there for me. I'm going to try and leave the top just for right now, so to facilitate time. But I think I'm going to cover this bottom area right here because I can see canvas. Alright, I'm all done. Cool. I'm going to throw that in the bucket. Glad I have multiple ones of these. Thank you, Janet, for leaving your spatula behind when you came for a class. I do give classes in the house in Spring Hill, but that's going to have to wait until after we're all allowed to leave the house. So, yeah, love you guys. On my Expressionist Art Studio Gallery, Priscilla Batzell channel, there are 86,400 of you, and if you're watching this on my new channel, which is Phoenix Rising Priscilla Batzell Art, please subscribe if you're not subscribed, and welcome if you have. So I'm going to grab some black enamel that I've just discovered by squeezing the tube that, squeezing the tube, that it plugged up while I was in the house downloading my last movie. And now it's open, and I'm going to use some of that. I kind of want to use the gold in a shovel, but I'm going to see how much paint I've got left in my little containers, if they'll open. I used the bottom for the top, and I left them for quite a while, and they seem to be fairly good, such as they are. I'm going to, whoa, there's a little plastic thing in there. I am going to squeeze a bunch of other colors in both of these. That's some pink. Anything that'll come out might be the ticket right now. I was going to say that was some pink enamel, but it's not. And I'm only getting what I'm getting, so it'll be what it'll be. And I'm going to put some of that in there. And maybe you can see this. That's some green gold from, that's a color shift from Folk Art. That is a cobalt blue that I added iridescent pearl fine to from Golden. That is a turquoise that's a Bahama blue, actually. This is my favorite turquoise from Color Shift. From Folk-Art. It's a Color Shift, yeah. This. Oh, please come out. I really want this color. Alright, I'm just going to move on, like I said. And I love this color. Now, if I put a little white enamel in there, I might get lucky. I get some cells. If I put a little Prussian blue in there, I will almost always get some cells. I'm going to throw a little of my 24 karat gold that I've added some orange to. That's cool. Those would make great stamps. That's an idea. That may be an idea whose time is coming next. So I am going to attempt to find my favorite colors in here, which seem to have disappeared to the bottom and just spilled out. Darn. Alright, I'm going to put some of that in there. I may tip this. I may combine all kinds of colors. I think I'm going to move over to the other shovelful. I want to move something so I can put that color someplace it's not going to continuously spill. Fortunately, I have my Lolafi silicone mat, so I can just scoop right up off it. I'm going to ribbon dribble a little bit of this other color over here, because I can. Hey, that's the name of my first book on the Amazon link. Under Show More, it's the first blue link. Kind of want some yellow in there. I don't know why I didn't put any in there, but I'm going to put some in there now. And some white pearl, white metallic from Anita's. And maybe a few other things like the pink iridescent, which is right there, which is more purple than anything. And you know, I had intended on swiping, and I guess I probably still could. But I may not. Let's just let all that come right down off that. Ooh, I have used up all of my spatulas. I have Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatulas. My number one is my go-to, obviously. And it has a flat front, unlike this diagonal one, which has a flat front, but it's on a diagonal. So, now, I want that blue back. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. Really don't need to do much of anything to this to make it pretty. It's already pretty. So, I wish I had my spatula that's probably in the bucket, and that shouldn't take me but a second to get ahead of that and go grab it out of there. Not sure what I'm planning on doing yet. I haven't really made that decision. I like the pink and the purple. I could put my covers right back on my lids again. That way I could let the paint go down and maybe get some more out of it. So give me a moment and I'll attempt to let my paint slowly drain down, which means I might be able to scoop it out of there. And I have something rather large in my shovel. I'll buy something large. And some pretty dribbles. Now because the background is wet paint, I can tip this. And we can flow a few things together. I could also put chain in here. My inclination is to go ahead and do whatever comes naturally, which Usually has a lot to do with me having tools and toys. Let me grab a skewer. And after I play for a minute, maybe I'll change my mind about adding some gold and some black enamel, which was my original plan. There's my black enamel in case I change my mind. I know I'll make some cells dragging things through the black. I like making curious shapes. I'm sort of integrating the rough edges that I see. I'm not sure about that dot, so goodbye dot. I can certainly, if I want to, dribble color that I love right over the top of this. But in the meantime, it's kind of cool. And I wonder if I can just swipe little bits of things. And maybe I will try and do that. Excuse me. So I'm going to grab my black enamel and a little swipe card. I think I'll grab the one I did use in the last painting. So there's my first swipe, and that pulled some paint off the canvas, so I need a new card or to wipe this one off more thoroughly. So I like that. I'm just going to grab some more of the same on both sides. Let that integrate a little bit. The skewer would probably do that pretty well. I have a little dish that I was storing paint in. It's probably setting up by now, but I can still use it to scrape some stuff off. I wonder how light of a touch I can use on that gold. That's kind of cool. I'm good with that. We'll try a really light touch. And just play until the timer threatens. I have a few minutes left. So I'm sort of swiping. Sort of. I sort of also have some white on my card from the background. It occurs to me that if I don't want to blow it out or chain it out or anything else, I can leave a tendril like that just hanging on. And I really love this blue. So I think I'm going to give myself permission to add some wherever I feel like it. And I'm really tempted to torch. I once upon a time did something colorful like this, and then I just pulled, I used the skewer to pull up through. I think I called it Happy Little Bud, or Happy Little Rainbow Bud even. There's a video if you look for it. Which reminds me, on Expressionist Art Studio Gallery Priscilla Batzell, there are 1,310 videos or more. So if you're interested in finding something to do on a day when you don't know what else to do, I got something for you. You could go binge watch my videos. So I'm not sure how far I want to go with that. I'm not sure I want to go that much further with anything, to tell you the truth. And I can just make up my mind as I go along. And I also have the option of blowing down into things and exposing colors. As long as the background is wet, that works. When it stops being wet and starts being gloppy, it's not such a treat to play with that anymore. That orange, that Deco-Art Americana 24 karat gold, and the orange is quickly becoming not my favorite. I think I want some more gold here and some more gold there. And I'm going to continue on using, well, maybe I'll just grab a different card. I've got plenty of these little cards someplace. I must have put them all in the same place. That one will work. There we go. So now I kind of want to do something with this area in here, and I'm thinking a little black would be nice, and that is the black enamel, so in theory that should definitely create some cells as I agitate it by pulling it. It's nice that the background's staying wet. I have all kinds of neat cells here and here and here. Not so many over here, strangely enough, for no particular reason. I am thinking that I want some turquoise, and where is it? It has disappeared for the moment. Now I gotta remember where I was gonna put it when I finally find it. Well, maybe the darker turquoise would be good. I think so. I got a couple anomalous marks, like this straight one, because the white enamel in there will definitely make things interesting. I can put spirals in stuff. That went by quickly. So I do sell my artwork, and I mentioned that. I told you guys there's an Amazon link below, show more underneath the video, and if you shop there, it's at no added cost to you, and it helps me out. And I do sell my artwork, and I really need to sell some artwork. But if I don't sell some artwork, your shopping helps me out a lot. So I have 2 books, and they're both there. You can find them on the Amazon link. One is Because I Can. The other one is called Unlimited Possibilities. They are going to share with you the links, if they're the ebook, to all the first and second 100 videos. The first book having the first 100, the second book having the second 100. What else do I want to do to this? I want to do something to make that yellow less obnoxious. That was it. That worked. Let's put a little bit of it up there. Getting the yellow to get into the green is usually, getting the yellow into the blue is usually a difficult chore. I'm just putting my skewer in where it feels like a good idea. It's been a long time since I did any massive amount of tendrils. Sounds like somebody's doing yard work next door. It's always somebody somewhere here. So I guess I'm just going to torch and say I love you guys, and maybe a little Anita's metallic will make me happier over here on this side and add a little balance. I kind of like that, actually, so much so I'm going to do it again. It's a wild painting. It's totally wild, and I'm going to use the torch to release the bubbles caught in the paint. Yep, our timing is perfect. We're going to be gone, and he's going to be using his chainsaw. Thank you, Tom. Alright, I got 1 minute left to tell you guys whatever I'm going to tell you, and that would be thank you for the thumbs up, thank you for subscribing, thank you for sharing my videos, thank you for shopping, and look on the Teespring link on Expressionist Art Studio, Priscilla Batzell, for all over print leggings and all over print t-shirts. Everybody's getting into the act. Alright, so it's time for me to torch and say I love you guys. And thank you for being here. And I need to go find out what the dog's on about. You know what else? I want one of these. Because that's my favorite color. A especially